Well, howdy, we are with Hopkins County Master Gardener Ronnie Wilson, and we're going to be talking about late fall, mid-fall, going into the winter gardening issues. But before we do that, Ronnie had a very interesting experience recently, which was not new to you. You've been doing it for a while.
This was our fifth year.
Fifth year, but you're a judge for the Chili Appreciation Society International contest in Terlingua, which is down more or less on the edge of the Big Bend.
It is 8 miles north of the entrance to the Big Bend.
And I've been there, and that is remote.
It is, but it's really enjoyable.
I absolutely imagine. So how did you get to be a judge for that?
When we lived in Garland, our next door neighbor was a chili cook, and he invited us to come judge because they're always looking for judges, believe it or not. So you show up, you get chili, you get free beer as long as you're judging, and we'll taste 10 to 12 chilies on average at local contests, and it's really fun. Good people, good food, and it's a nice experience.
Yeah. And they didn't put you up in a 5-star hotel for this.
Hardly. It's no electricity, no running water. We camped for our first 2 years in a tent, and the rocks get pretty hard. So, but no, you're on your own, but it's really pleasant out in the desert, especially at night.
You know, well, it is, and it's really beautiful. You know, and even the I wouldn't say foliage, but there's a lot of beautiful desert plants, and it's a surprisingly beautiful place.
Yeah. Last year, I took my camera and I probably found a dozen different plants I took pictures of growing in the desert.
Right.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, the cactus alone,
right.
and produce some beautiful blooms and so on. Well, we could spend more time talking about that, but we've got some other gardening issues to talk about. Here we are, of course, now mid-fall, and haven't seen very many cooler temperatures yet, but we will. It'll get here. When is the average freeze date or
the average first killing frost date is November 15th.
So we're right on it.
I think we're going to blow past that by a couple of weeks this year.
Yeah.
I actually looked on the internet at the 30-day forecast, which are not all that accurate, but it showed close to freezing temperatures from mid-December up until the first of the year. So we're going to have a warm fall, I believe.
Yeah, well, it already appears that way. But there's some things that you should be doing, can be doing, really more or less to get ready for next spring, or at least the winter gardening season is. What's the term for that? The plants vegetables you put in the ground maybe in January, as early as.
You can plant onions then.
Yeah.
Bulbs.
Yeah. So the point being that we're not that far off from the time when you would be doing some vegetable planting. But so it's time to get rid of dead plants?
Yes, for your annuals. If you've got spent plants, ones that look tired or the flowers are not pretty anymore, go ahead and take those up, put them in the compost pile. With the bare soil that's left, it's always good to put a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of compost and then put mulch on top of that. So that has time to settle in before you plant in the spring.
So a lot of people rake their leaves up. You say you need to or should shred those.
I think so.
With the lawnmower, and then you spread that.
Yeah, if you don't shred them with the mower, you create a mat that'll hold moisture and create fungus and other undesirable things. So go ahead and run over them with the lawnmower, put them in the compost pile, or use that as mulch on your bare soil.
Now, this is an interesting idea. Dig and divide iris, daylilies, and other spring flowering bulbs.
It's a good time because it's pleasant outside.
Right.
I've got iris and daylilies, and I dig those up, break the bulbs apart, and then replant them wherever I want. Another plant that I have that I do that with is naked ladies.
Yeah.
That's a
provocative name.
type of amaryllis, and So this is a good time to do it. They have a little time to get acclimated before the freeze gets here.
Now, the daylilies will come back from year to year.
Oh, yes, yes.
But so when you dig up the bulb,
Hmm.
do you leave part of the bulb in the ground, or you just replant?
Yeah,
then?
dig it up, break it,
Uh-huh.
because there'll be different sections. Just break them apart and spread them out.
I see.
replant
So
them.
you're basically multiplying them that
Exactly.
way. Yeah, you're
Exactly.
extending them. Yeah. So we're going to run out of time here, at least for this segment, here in a moment or two. Now's a good time to be pruning your trees.
Not really.
Okay.
Pruning will encourage new growth. What you want to prune at this time of the year is the dead limbs.
Okay, I see.
Because they're easy to see. If the tree still has leaves, you can pick out which ones are dead pretty easily. Trim those out, but wait till the really cold weather, January, February, to do any reshaping, pruning, heavy pruning of trees.
Okay, so the dead limbs, now is a good
Yes.
time to take care of the
Yes.
dead limbs on your trees,
Mhm.
any that you see.
Right.
Now, a dead limb is not necessarily an indication that the tree has trouble.
No,
Is it? Yeah.
not necessarily.
It's to be expected.
But it can harbor insects and other disease, so get that out, and it makes the tree look better, too.
Okay. All right. We're out of time for this segment, but we've got some other things to talk about, so we'll
Okay.
visit again soon. And I'm John Mark Dempsey. Ronnie Wilson, of course, is Hopkins County Master Gardener, and this is KSST.